What's up, Blue Tang Clan? It's your boy, Young Base Lord. I can't, dude.
That's our intro.
What is like rice gum sound like? I don't even remember.
I don't fuck, dude.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a while. All right, we're keeping. That's the intro right there.
There we go. Okay,
Easy.
sure.
Anyways,
that's fine with me.
All right. So, guys, here is the first place best deck profile. What else? Undefeated first place best Blue Tang Clan, aka Marincess deck profile. As you saw in the beginning, that was my good pal. Wait, do you want me to say your real name?
Sure, that's fine. I don't care.
Keegan. I'll post something, his Twitter, his Facebook, whatever, in the description below if he sends me it. If he sends me it. But in any case, he's the guy who fucking sauced on me in week 1. So
hit me up on a Zodiac Duelist, guys. Smiley face.
Smiley. All right, so let's get on here. So.
All right, so this deck has the problem of there's just not enough cards in the archetype, so you kind of just have to play all of them. Blue Tang's a big deal. It's Blue Tang Clan. She's your Armageddon Knight, basically. You normal summon or special summon her. You send a Marincess to grave. When you link her off for a water link monster, you get to excavate the top 3. Basically, you're just fishing for wave. All their other trap cards are like completely atrocious. So literally the only one that's worth playing is the Imperm. Wave's insane if you actually get to it, but obviously like your only means of like searching it is excavating 3. So basically you have really crappy areas here right here. So so Blue Tang best card, but like still, I mean the deck just needs more monsters to like really be like if you wanted to be top tier, or just a trap searcher as well. Like if you could get to wave every game, you might be able to like compete. If it was like Striker with Widow Anchor, right? Like they just cycle Widow Anchor forever, and that's good enough.
So they basically need their like own in-archetype spell and trap card searcher.
Yeah. Well, they kind of have one. I'll get into that later. They kind of have one.
They need a better one.
Yeah, they need a better one. Or like a better card to get to. I mean, like Wave is just basically Imperm, which is pretty good, but it's not, game breaking. But I mean,
it literally is Imperm. There's like no
I mean, Striker got by with 3 Widow, but Widow obviously you steal as well, so there was a whole different thing. So you got next one, you got Seahorse. You special summon it to a zone of link monster points, or Marincess link monster points 2, and then you can banish it to special summon a water from your hand. So this was the like original starter. It's a 1-card link 3 because you link climb with the next ones. It's your best extender. It's your second best starter. Your general like going first play is Blue Tang, send Seahorse. And then you grab the Seahorse back with the link 1. But I can get into like combos a little bit later.
Combo plus
combos.
Combos.
2 of the Mandarin. She's if you control 2 or more Marincess monsters, you summon her to a zone of Marincess link points 2. She banishes herself though, so she's not like the best. If she didn't banish herself, this deck would grind a lot harder because you just end up running out of Mandarins. But if you draw Blue Tang and Seahorse, you can send Mandarin, so that's maybe like kind of a plus.
If it was level 4, it would be a lot better.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah. Then I play the 1 Sea Archiver instead of the 3rd Mandarin. It's something if you draw it, you can pitch it off Swap Frog or off Sign Up Mining and not feel too bad about it because it summons itself from grave. It's basically the same as Mandarin. It's just not a Marincess card, so it's another card to search off Mining if you open Blue Tang and Seahorse. 3 good card.
3 Phantasmes. So you already know what they do. 3 good cards, 3 Ashes.
Yeah, 3 good cards.
DC engine here.
Yeah, seriously. So the deck waterlocks you during your own turn. After you summon the link monsters, if you use their effects, then you can only summon waters. But obviously, Phantasma you summon on your opponent's turn, so you get around that. Pretty straightforward. This is basically like a Salamangreat deck, just without the good cards. And then you got a 3 Swap Frog, who's like the best extender in the deck. So you could run a heavier frog engine with Paleos. The problem is that you'd rather just run pure frogs at that point, like pure Paleo frog. Because the Marincess cards don't really play that nice with the Paleo cards for the most part. Like Blue Tang's like kind of a 1-card starter, but you run into these weird hands where you draw all these Paleos, and then you have like a bunch of wasted extra deck spots of Marincess cards that don't do anything. So I don't know. I've tried the trap build before with like trap tricks and everything, and like a heavier Paleo engine. This is like combo Marincess, I guess. This is just going to be a lot more consistent than the Paleo build. But yeah, 3 swap, run Ronin. Swap Frog's insane. Like you get potentially 2 cents in a turn, which is like really really crazy. Free toads, free coral anemone. Coral anemone summoning swap frog is insane.
Mm.
And yeah, generally he's like if you could open like blue tank swap frog every game, like the deck functions pretty well. And then the spicy fishy boy,
The
salmon
one
angler.
that broke me. This fucking thing broke me. I saw this thing. I was like, why?
Yeah, so okay, so some people were playing Aqua Spirit, which is banish a water from grave to special summon it. It's a level 4. This guy's free if you control a water monster, you special them from hand, but then you can't special from hand for the rest of that turn. The only interaction that this conflicts with is Seahorse, so you just make sure you Seahorse before you Angler. But he helps you make Bahamut Shark and Abyss Dweller, which are like actual win cons in this deck, more so than most other monsters. So if you can like Dweller, Orchist, or Salamangreat, that's like one of the ways that you can beat those decks. So it's just another extender as well.
Hold on. I'm gonna put the clip right here where you summon fucking Bahamut Shark and Toad on me. Right.
Oh
here.
God, yes. Oh God, yes.
Dude. I think that just lost my shit. All right, so 1 Marincess Battle Ocean.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 field spell. Your Marincess monsters gain 200 attack, and then you can equip link monsters from your grave. The most relevant effect that this has is you can chain block your Marincess cards. So when Coral Anemone is sent to grave, she adds a Marincess from grave to hand. So you can chain block that with Battle Ocean. So I'm going to play 2 Battle Ocean. I'm only playing 1 because the idea is like if it gets cosmicked, then you don't have your field spell, and it's what makes your monsters immune to card effects. But I don't know. It's like a searchable one of. It's like Sanctuary. Like Salamangreat can play without Sanctuary, and like Marincess can play without this, but I don't know. I saw a list that top to regional that played 2, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this. We'll see. More testing.
So 2 cosmic, 2 good cards.
Yeah,
3
2 good card, 3 good card. Yeah, like
3
cosmic.
cards, right?
Yeah, the rest of the deck's fairly generic. Cosmic for like there can be only one is the big one. Our locals is pretty heavy on floodgates, so you kind of have to play it. 3 desires, draw cards.
True Draco takes a massive amount of skill, by the way.
God, yes, my favorite deck. 3 mining, pretty straightforward. Pitch a card, search Blue Tang. If you open Blue Tang, usually you would search either Archiver or Seahorse. If it's search Swap Frog, this card would be very, very nice. But the nice part is it turns most of your hands into, between desires and mining and 6 starters. Well, plus Swap Frog. So really like, well, yeah.
So like nine or 6.
Yeah. Like most hands you'll draw, you'll at least be able to make some kind of plays. They won't usually be like optimal, but a lot of the time, just getting a like 4,500 towers is actually pretty hard to out. Because it's yeah, exactly. It's like the BLS link. Like you wouldn't think like making an immune BLS like the Blackluster Soldier Link 3. It doesn't look that strong on paper, but then you actually summon it, and like Salamangreat looks at it like, wait, how am I supposed to kill this? Because they can't rage it, they can't heat Leo it. They have to summon like the Crusadia Avermax guy, and that makes it their life awkward.
Or Wonderheart.
Yeah. Yep. Anything you make with Crystal Heart becomes immune.
Yeah, we'll get to it. So 3 Call by the Greats, 3 good cards, 3 in archetype imperms, and
God, yes.
3 judgments.
Yeah. So
strikes?
No, so judgment specifically is for protecting the field spell as well. That's like why specific. I was playing strike before, but then people kept like cosmicking my Battle Ocean, and I realized like I think you literally just like basically have to play judgment, because it's both like Solemn Strike. Well, not monster effects, but like similar to Solemn Strike. There's no like unless Caius comes back and they're banishing your field spell with a Caius, then like I think you're fine. So yeah, judgment mostly for the cosmics on the field spell, because like if you can hold the field spell up and you just keep your towers, then like you'll be pretty much fine. The other cool thing about wave is even if your monster, so like let's say you lose your field spell, but you're cycling wave, you can still make all your monsters immune. So a lot of the time someone will out your field spell and think like, oh well, now I can interact with your monsters more. Yeah. But if you just have like a Marble Rock with a wave in hand, she cycles wave infinitely, so you basically can keep your towers up for much longer.
Nice.
So that's the main deck.
Extra. So you're playing 2 Blue Slug.
Yeah. When you summon her, she adds a monster back from grave. So you go Blue Tang, send Seahorse, make this guy. Then you excavate 3 off Blue Tang, and you get the Seahorse back. And then the Seahorse summons herself to the Blue Slug zone.
Nice.
So that's like the easy peasy basic combo.
Basic combos. No.
See,
You can't tell them about the combos, man. I need to put the combo section in this video to
oh
get that
god, do we
10
need a
minute
whole
mark.
separate? Oh no, I have to
I
actually go
need,
through all of it.
I need to go to
Oh,
that. I need to get that 10-minute mark, my
uh oh. Then you got Sea Angel. You had a Marincess spell. Currently, the only Marincess spell is Battle Ocean, so Sea Angel's always searching Battle Ocean.
Okay.
So
So
basically, you
this
always
thing
get
would
your
have been
field
a lot
spell.
better if it said spell/trap.
Oh yeah, if it could search wave, oh yeah, you would. Well, it would be yeah. It's basically Balinks
Yeah.
without the protection effect. So
Okay,
how good is Balinks on its own? Not very, but whatever.
it gets you
Um,
there.
Salad gets all the love.
Yeah,
You
right.
got a Crystal
Crystal
Heart.
Heart.
This card's like one of the bigger deals of the newest stuff. It's unaffected by opponent's monster effects while in the EMZ, so plays around Nibiru. Has a Wabaku effect that a lot of them have, where if they get attacked, you pitch a Marincess and then don't take damage, and the card is not destroyed. So it's immune to card effects, or immune to monster effects, and then can protect itself. So
I
like
think that's
easy peasy.
wild.
And then if you link this thing into another Marincess, while you have Battle Ocean, that card becomes immune to all card effects, not just monster effects. So that's how you make your towers.
Okay.
You link, yeah. And then it has a play with the next card, Coral Anemone. Target a water and grave with 1500 or less attack. Special summon it to a zone. So what you can do a lot is if you have one extender, you make the Crystal Heart. Summon any extender with the Crystal Heart. Then you can make the Coral Anemone using the Crystal Heart plus one other monster. And then Coral summon Crystal Heart, and then make the Link 3 or the Link 4, whichever one makes more sense at the time. So, and then then you get like either a 4500 that's immune to card effects that adds one back from grave, or you get a 4400 that is immune to card effects and summons monsters that are equipped to it. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
So
Then obviously Marble Rock and Wonder Heart. Marble Rock, add one back from grave, has the Wabuku effect, and then Wonder Heart's like probably cuttable. It's like I don't know, it's weird. It's like OTK, so it can summon one of the monsters that's equipped to it when it attacks. So it loses 600 attack from the Battle Ocean, but then you get another beater on field. So like if you put a Marble Rock on Wonder Heart, then you get like potentially like 6k damage.
OTK.
Just about. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. It's just like almost all the time, turn one you'll make Marble Rock just because she protects herself and she gets cards back from grave. Whereas like Wonder Heart is just a towers. So
That's fair. Oh, you play one winning Greasu, huh?
Yeah. So basically the last like 2 spots in the extra deck are like can be basically whatever. So you're waterlocked during the turns that you're making all the Marincess cards. But one of the things that comes up is if you can hold on to like a Crystal Heart on field or something like that, or if you don't activate the effects of the Link monsters, if they ever summon a monster you can't out, let's say like Ding for Orcust, like this deck has no good way to kill a Ding. So unless you draw a wave, if you have wave you can out it, but if you don't, you just make the Link monsters without using the effects. You won't be locked into water, and then you make Ningirsu to out it. So I did that against a Mech Knight player. He made the Link 3 that's like towers.
Oh yeah.
And I Ningirsu out of that. So
easy. And then
sauced on him.
Boy.
Yeah, Mr. Boy is like literally this can be anything. Like I generic water Link monster. That was the last card that I put in my deck where I was like the Marincess cards you cycle through a lot, and the Toad, but this is like a flex spot. Some people play like Borreload or Borrelsword. Same idea. You just don't use their effects, and then you get to the Borrelsword. But I don't know. It seemed very like mediocre. But it's kind of like how Salamangreat used to play Borreload. You just wouldn't use Mirage Dalio. So I mean, there's ways around it. And then the spicy XYZ cards. This is the good stuff, man.
The good shit. Insert clip right here where he sauced on me.
Young Toad right here. Toad is Omni Negate, 2 level 2 water aqua monsters. Really, really good. When he's sent to grave, you get a water back. So this deck has an insane amount of recycling. When Coral's sent to grave, she adds a Marincess back. Marble Rock adds back once per turn, and then Toad adds back as well. Mistar Boy technically does too, but he's a flex spot. So basically, I mean, you can basically play forever. You cycle wave really well. You cycle all the water monsters with like 5 different cards. So Toad's insane. He has really good synergy with the Marincess cards, and it's an Omni Negate. Since this deck really kind of struggles with interaction outside of Wave, he's a really nice card.
Okay.
And then 2, Bahamut Shark. This should probably be 1 after going through. Like the second one almost never comes up. But it's if you draw like a good starting hand where you can get Blue Tang and Silent Anger on field, or basically anytime turn 2, because you banish Seahorse to summon Blue Tang from hand. So you can basically make Bahamut Shark or Dweller for free. And then Bahamut, detach 1, summon a rank 3 or lower water monster, which is always Toad. And then you only need 1 Toad because Toad can put himself back as well. So anytime your Toad goes to grave, Toad targets Toad, puts him back in extra deck, and then you could resolve the second Bahamut Shark. So in this build, you only ever need 1 Toad. In like the pure or the more like frog-centric builds, you would play 2 Toad. Because you make double Toad in that build. So, and then Dweller is Dweller.
So in your side deck, you played 3 goes in match, really?
Yeah. So this deck is not super great at interacting with the opponent. So you would just basically, if you know you're going first, you take out the Phantasmes, put in your Gozens. The whole deck is water. The whole extra deck is water, aside from Ningirsu. Obviously, like the format right now is pretty like mono attribute.
Yeah.
Like Gozen doesn't. Well, Gozen kind of works against Orcus. So Orcus plays Mathematician now. So if the normal Math man, you flip the Gozen and then they can't play. So
Yikes.
Yeah. Skill, right? Floodgates.
Skill. I was gonna say those could have been like Solemn Strikes or whatever.
Yeah, I thought about it, but like the problem is like if you strike someone, like I don't know, if you strike someone, it like doesn't really end their turn, whereas like Gozen can literally just like win the game on its own. Shout outs to my boy Ignaceet. But yeah, so I don't know. It's ignorant. It's like it's floodgates. It's not like super fun, but I tried not to put them in as much as I could because like obviously it's not like super interactive, but like if I'm in grand finals, I gotta flip the Gozen on him.
Yeah, you gotta get on the edges you can get. So you play 3 evenly matched board wipe.
Yep. Yeah. This the deck has no way to really break boards. That's its biggest problem. If Marincess could go first every game and make a towers, you'd probably be more okay. But as it is right now, like none of your cards say destroy, so you have an imperm from hand, and that's about it. So when it comes to like established boards, you just hope you draw evenly, or cosmics, or I mean you can get there eventually. It's just honestly, like if one of the nightmare cards was water, other than obviously Mermaid was, but if like Cerberus or Unicorn was water, this deck would actually be like way easier to play because you could out break boards easier. But evenly is pretty good. Anti spell, yeah, floodgates.
2 rock.
Yeah, rock. It's no Nibiru in November. Triple N boys. So
I've already failed that. No Nibiru.
Yeah, so I failed the challenge. Obviously, it's in my deck. I mean, Nibiru's Nibiru. Like they've started their combo. Salmon Great, like Orcus Salad, whatever deck. It's a rock, and people won't play around it a lot of the time. Like the Luna Orcus deck makes the Azathoth. Yeah. So Luna Orcus makes like Azathoth and stuff, but like your average like Salmon Great player who's just doing the bread and butter combo is just gonna get Nibiru and lose. Yeah. Pankratops again, deck can't break boards very well, so you need something in your side deck to kind of help you break boards. So 2600 beater, pop 1, Cyber Dragon, cool card.
Yeah. And then Twin Twist for your back row.
3 twin, yeah. Draco, Geist Guru.
Yeah. All the good stuff.
All my favorite decks, bro.
All your favorite decks. Yeah.
All my favorites. So that's
So if I'm able to get this video to 10 likes, you're gonna do True Draco deck profile, right?
I can do actually I would like to do the BA deck that I made, the Block Dragon BA, because that's actually like a pretty weird build, and I'm doing like the Naturia Exterio combo. I don't know if I've done it against you at all, or if you've seen it before.
No, I have not seen it before. But you know what? Okay. If this video gets, let's just let's put the sub goal, let's put the like goal a little bit more realistically to 5 likes. We'll get that up and running.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that's if you want me to do a combo video as well, if you want to do, I don't know if you want to do a different incentive for Marincess combos, but I'm sure.
No, I think. Listen, my guy, we're a good person past the 10-minute mark. We can get those ads easy. I say that as if I actually get paid for this shit.
God, yes, AdSense. Let's do it.
Easy. All right. Well, any final words before we close off?
Um, Konami, please give me better level 4 water extenders or like any decent Marincess. They're coming out the new level 4, it's an OCG, is like really good. It's like a free summon, but they still have like literally no good back row. Like they have like wave and then they have a bunch of like battle traps. So
Yikes.
Konami, give me good Marincess back row.
All right, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wish you the best of luck in all your endeavors.